Okay, it's been a year, and now the Purge 2 is out. I did a review on the first Purge, and now this is the Purge 2, I guess you could say, Anarchy. Okay, I saw the movie a couple of hours before it was actually released, and I must say that it was completely more than what I thought it was going to be, if that says anything. Like I tried to do last time, I'm speaking from the previews, I guess. In the previews, it looked as if guy and a girl driving, dead purge, dumb to begin with, car stops working. I assumed it was because they ran out of gas. That's really not that important to the story, but it wasn't. But anyway, I was assuming they were going to be getting chased by these guys who were in the face painted and all this good stuff. Turns out pretty much they were, but there was a lot more going on to the story than that. There were other people involved, and I don't want to say that this movie was better or worse than the original, because there were the storyline is the same. Everyone knows the purge is going on. The government is allowing everyone to be able to release their aggression now and everything, to cleanse their souls one day out of the year and everything. So, I mean, the premise behind that was the same, but there was different people, obviously. So the story had a little bit more meaning, or a different meaning, than the first one did. In my mind, I kept saying, this is Hollywood, so they're going to try to find a way to twist it and make it come back around to the first one somehow, or the house that they're going to be driving past, and make it seem as if it was the same night from the original movie, just a different story. That wasn't happening. Maybe it will happen, 5 Purge movies or whatever from down the road. I never know. But I did notice that, if I'm correct, I don't want to tell this. I'll put it that way, someone from the first movie is in this movie. But you have to be paying attention or you'll miss it. That's just if I'm correct. I don't know. Maybe I just think everybody looks the same. But I think that was happening. There's always got to be a hero. And the movie's great. You'll see that there's this one particular character in a movie that, while I was in the movie theater, everyone was like, will she shut up and stop asking all these freaking questions? But I think it just added to the intensity of the movie, because it made you want to jump out of your seat and just strangle her. There was a lot of times where I felt like I knew what was about to happen, and the complete opposite happened. Love that. I love the fact that movies aren't becoming as predictable as they once were. If a movie can keep twisting me and turning things around and it not being what I thought it was going to be, I love it. Some of the things that I thought were going to happen did happen. But when they happened, there was still a twist to it that was a little bit different than I thought. So that kept me on my toes the entire time. I must say, I guess if I have to put this movie on a rating scale of 1 to 10, and 10 being the best and 1 being the least, I would probably give it an 8. Only because I just love not like I love the idea behind the Purge because I want it to happen or anything like that. I just love the idea behind it for movie purposes, because it allows for a great movie. So, I mean, that in essence is great. There were instances in the movie that I don't want to give it away. There's this one scene in particular where they are being hunted, which is pretty much the whole movie, but hunted in a closed location, I guess you could say. And to me, being in a movie theater, the movie, it seemed really dark. And I don't mean dark like heavy, like, oh my gosh, this is intense. But I mean like dark. The location that they were using was really, really dark. And there was fighting going on, obviously. And while the fighting was going on, you couldn't really understand what was going on, who was hitting who, or what was going on, until you saw a person laying on the ground and you're like, oh, okay, I guess they won. It was just a little too dark. I don't want to say that maybe they should have had more lighting in the scene or whatever, but maybe they should have had more lighting in the scene, because you didn't really understand what was going on there. But again, I would probably give the movie an 8 out of 10. It was really good. It kept me on my toes. It was very suspenseful. And it was completely different than the original, which is always good. So I would recommend go out and see it. It's not a scary movie. It's more suspenseful. It just has you on your toes, like what is about to happen, what's about to happen. It took a little while at the beginning. It was a little long at the beginning, but then again, if you go back and watch the first Purge, it was a little long at the beginning too. But I guess that's just, that builds up the intensity because you're like, oh my gosh, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? Again, I would give it an 8 out of 10, and I would just say go see it. If you're the person that likes a movie like that, then this would be the perfect movie for you. Date movie, or just out with your friends. It was really great. So, you guys enjoy, and go see The Purge Anarchy.